I'm going to recap the first Final Four game in the NCAA tournament for Division One women's basketball, and I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. One seed South Carolina actually defeated one seed UConn. It was not very close at the very end of the game, 62-48. UConn did make it within 4 points at times, but then South Carolina pulled away. The 54-game winning streak for UConn ended tonight. They're 38-1 on the year. Their season's done, and I'll go like this outlook on them later. And South Carolina, the fifth national title appearance since 2017 occurred tonight. They're 36-3 on the year. They'll honestly wait and see who they're going to play next. It's either 1C Texas for a fourth straight meeting this year, or is it going to be UCLA? It's a wait and see game on that. And I might as well just get this out of the way here. I didn't like how Gino handled at the very end of the game, getting in the face of Dawn Staley like that. That's being classless and being a sore loser and being petty. Maybe it was advised by the officials to tell them go to the locker room without shaking hands. Maybe it was. If it was, that's fine. But if it's being petty, that's a different story. At least I got it out of the way. And I know he did complain about the format for the NCAA tournament net here and now with the only two places where you go to play Sweet 16 Elite Eight games. It is what it is. I already signed up for a little while here, and you could always sit back and retire if you don't like the way it is currently in state of college athletics as a whole. I'm just saying. Nobody's telling you to continue to coach. We'll have to wait and see if Gino retires this year. I do think it's going to come up at some point that he's going to retire. It's more like, when is it going to happen? And I think the way that Dawn Staley handled it at the very end of the game and did that interview with Holly Rowe, that was good by Dawn Staley to address that. She doesn't know what she did. Gino was upset with the officials about the foul difference and the physicality. It is what it is, man. You got to find a way to get your team to make plays to win. You couldn't tonight. Simply put, your team couldn't. You got beat. UConn actually had the lead at halftime, 26-24. Second half, UConn scored 24 points. South Carolina scored 38. There's more to the game than that. That's why I'm going to go with the stats. Now, only used to go in last minute of the game. Now, UConn didn't shoot the ball that great in this game, 31% on 61 attempts, 29% on threes on 21 attempts, and actually started 1 for 11 on threes in this game. Yeah, not a good recipe for success right there. 67% on free throws on 6 attempts, 32 rebounds, 9 as offensive, 15 assists, 10 turnovers, 10 steals, 3 blocks, 17 fouls, 12 points off the bench. I mean, Blanca Quinones had 7. Kaylee Heckel with 5, so that's 12 points right there. And only 2 double-digit scores. I mean, Sarah Strong had a double-double, 12 points, though, and 12 rebounds, though she was inefficient. 4 for 16 from the field, 2 for 5 on threes, 2 for 4 on free throws. And Ashlyn Shade had 10 points. I will say, though, Azzy Fudd had 8 points in this game, though she was 3 for 15 from the field, 2 for 9 on threes, and Blanca had 7 points, so 15 points on 6 points and more in this game. Now, South Carolina had 17 bench points. I mean, Agot McKeer with 14, Manny McDaniel with 3. Yeah, that's 17 points right there, and 4 double-digit scores. Joyce Edwards had a near double-double, 11 points, and 8 rebounds. Though she was inefficient, 5 for 14 from the field, 1 for 4 on free throws. Tessa Johnson had 10 points, and Tanaya Latson had a double-double, but it was not points and assists. It was points and rebounds. I mean, 16 points on 3 for 10 for shooting, 0 for 1 on threes, but made all 10 free throws, and 11 rebounds. And that's honestly Agot McKeer with 14. So that's 21 plus 30, that's 51 points, and one player scored 61 points this game. That's Medina Acott with 6 points. And South Carolina shot the ball better in all areas. I mean, 38% from the field on 56 attempts. They made a third of their threes on 6 attempts. 82% on free throws on 22 attempts. 47 rebounds, 14 offensive. 12 assists, 15 turnovers, 9 steals, 2 blocks, and 8 fouls. Now I'm going to go to the points on turnovers, points in the paint, fast break points as well. Now, points on turnovers did favor UConn in this game, actually, 18-8. But the next two categories favored South Carolina. I mean, fast break points 16-9. Points in the paint favored South Carolina 34-20. So obviously UConn does have 3 seniors on their roster. Now I know this is like pending transfer portal because you never know these days. Obviously, Ozzie Fudd's a big loss. Caroline Ducharme, she doesn't hardly play. But maybe she has another year. I don't know. Because you only play like back-to-back years. Combined 13 games. Maybe she's getting another year. Maybe not. And this is obviously Sarah Williams. That's like another starter right there. So that's 2 starters gone for sure. Now, in terms of like the recruiting, they do have like 1 coming in. And obviously, I'll preview this South Carolina's next opponent in terms of the national title game tomorrow. So just a heads up right there, and we'll honestly wait and see what happens. Yeah, they actually have like 2 players actually, not just 1. So my bad on that, but either way, you guys get the point. It's not like a lot. We know that Gino Auriemma is going to retire at some point. It's more like, when is he going to retire? Maybe it's after this one. Maybe it is. Wouldn't shock me if it was or wasn't. Because he has had health problems in the past. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So remember, this course like video, comment really helps YouTube algorithm. So more people see. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button for notification bell as well.